Hello TCG and Lorcana enthusiasts, and welcome back to yet another Lorcana deck profile, where today we are looking at an evasive deck, an aggro evasive deck, an aggro deck because of just how aggressive it likes to quest for lore, and how aggressive we have a lot of cards that our opponent does not want to deal with for certain color matchups. So anyways, once again, this deck is thanks to 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. I'll leave a link down in the description below to his original video. Check it out. Give that man some support and love. But anyways, let's do the card by card. I'll give you my thoughts on the cards, and I'll give you a thought of where you could actually take this deck as well if you don't want to play this style of evasive deck. Anyways, we have two of the vanilla Flynn Rider because we are playing the Shift Flynn Rider. We're playing 4 Minnie Mouse because we are playing the Shift Minnie Mouse as well. We have 4 of the original Flynn Rider man himself, where he quests for 2 and your opponent has to discard a card if he challenges him. We are playing 4 of the Cheshire Cat, not the new vanilla Cheshire. We're playing the original Cheshire, the one without any attack on him, where of course if our opponent banishes him, he banishes whatever banished him. Again, quest for 2. We got the new Minnie Mouse Surfer. She is an evasive target, so the majority of these guys in this deck are going to be evasive. At least the really, really good cards will have evasive on them, so that we, of course, cannot be challenged by all the other dudes unless our opponent is running evasive guys as well. But anyway, she quests for 2 on a 3 cost body. Anyways, again, Emerald being a really good hand control strategy right now. Daisy Duck is almost a mandatory right now, just because of how good she is just to rip cards out of our opponent's hand and be a nuisance our opponent has to try to deal with. So 4 of her. We're playing 4 Donald Duck because we like to draw cards. Even though, yes, we do give our opponent an extra draw there, which does harm this Flynn Rider, we need to see our evasive guys. We need to see our annoying cards. We need to just see cards. So this is not bad. Again, we have the Daisy Duck to rip cards out of our opponent's hand. So it's not impossible to deal with it, especially if we get into the late game where a lot of decks don't have a good draw engine, which is kind of hard right now. Floodborn gave a lot of decks draw engines. So, yeah, so especially Sapphire has a draw engine now, and Amethyst still has its original draw engines. So, yeah, very good nonetheless. But still, we like to draw cards. We want to be drawing cards. Anyways, we're playing 4 of the Shift Flynn Rider. Again, he doesn't start coming into being really active until the late game for this deck, because of the fact we need our opponent to have a bunch of cards ripped out of his hand. But what you can easily do is shift for quest for 1 with this Flynn Rider, shift into this Flynn Rider, protecting, in essence, protecting your Flynn Rider, and basically now just sitting on this guy until your opponent, in essence, rips either their hand into their inkwell, or we slowly chip their hand away with like daisies. Or they have to start dealing with all our evasive targets on the board with action cards. We're running the 4 𝐑𝐿𝐿 because she gives something evasive, and she's evasive herself. The new Minnie Mouse, she shifts for 2 over any Minnie Mouse. We will be shifting over the 1-drop Minnie Mouse, not our 3-drop Minnie, because again, she's only at 1 lore. She has evasive, and whenever you play a second action in a turn, she gets +2 that turn. So since she can go up to 3 lore the turn you play 2 or more actions. We're playing Emerald, so Kuzco has to come in here. He has Ward. He's annoying. He banishes whatever banished him. So, really nice. We have Ray here. He quests for 3. He has evasive. The Genie spins stuff away. Goodbye. Goodbye, annoying card. And then, of course, has evasive and quest for 2. And then because, like I said, we're playing the good Cheshire Cat, in my opinion, right now. The better Cheshire Cat at 0-3. We are going to, of course, shift into this Cheshire Cat. It's mainly here for evasive. There's very few times we're actually going to go run into things, but if there's some annoying card on the board, we can run in like some of our smaller guys, like some of our 1-cost guys, maybe a Donald Duck if we really want to, or Kuzco, like damaging Kuzco, maybe trying to bait our opponent to come in to attack it, and then we could just use the Cheshire Cat's Wicked Smile to banish the guy. Anyways, for our actions, we don't have a lot here. We have 2 Dragonfire to kill annoying cards, and we have 3 Mothers Know Best. Guys can sing this, so in essence, Minnie can almost get this completely for free, and to just bounce stuff back to our opponent's hand. Now, be mindful when you're playing this, because there's now so many now that we have a bounce deck in the format right now, and bounce cards in the format that like to be bounced. Do be cautious not to try to bounce those cards. You don't want to bounce cards that benefit from being bounced, or benefit from being bounced back into your opponent's hand, like all the Madam Him stuff, and the Merlin Goat. Don't go bouncing that. Anyways, that is the deck here 𝐿𝐿𝐃 created. It's actually a lot of fun. I give it the aggro term because the deck almost quests for 2 to 3 lore a turn. As you can see, like almost all the evasive guys that are annoying are all questing at 2 lore a turn. Like Kuzco quests for 3 and Flint Rider quests for 4 if our opponent happens to have no cards in hand, which is very unlikely. I've gotten this down to like -1 on him, so he quests for 3 nonetheless, but we quest for a lot of lore in this deck. Our concept, go fast, go hard, quest. Again, we're playing a lot of evasive bodies, so our opponent who doesn't have evasive guys or can't deal with the board, like from like Ruby, Sapphire, Steel cards that can have the ability to deal with the board presence, we can just basically win from him. Again, we're playing those annoying M1 cards that people don't like to deal with: Flynn Rider, Cheshire Cat, and Kuzco. So, if you wanted to change out this deck, I would say drop everything that doesn't have evasive on it and play a pure evasive deck. Meaning everything that's in here that has the word evasive on it, I would play it. That's how you can change out this deck. Some other cards you could change if you wanted to keep this strategy. You could buff up the Dragonfires. I'm kind of hesitant to buff up the Dragonfires because of how many cards you would have that are non-inkable and you might start bricking up your hands. Yeah, Donald Duck is nice to unbrick them because of the ability to draw, but again, you don't want to have too many of these guys on the board because of just the aspect that this does buff up your opponent as well. So I'd say maybe you could drop like the Mother Knows Best to a 3 of and then buff Dragonfire up to a 3 of. If you really feel like in late games you're struggling so much, put in like Be Prepared to immediately have that auto board wipe to clean the board cleanly. Like I said, if you feel like you need more evasive bodies, like you don't want to play this Cheshire Cat, you want to just hard cast this Cheshire Cat, then drop this 3 cost for a 3 cost evasive guy. We have Ruby has a lot of evasive guys that quest for 2. If you don't like this Flynn Rider and the Daisy Duck like hand control ability, then drop them both and put in some more evasive targets. So I am thinking about doing like a pure evasive deck, so all we play is evasive guys. We're not playing much else. We might play like 𝐒𝐍𝐄 because 𝐒𝐍𝐄 is still just amazingly good. He's an annoying card to deal with. But yeah, we might play more just evasive guys throughout the deck and just play pure evasive. But let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this deck. What cards would you play in it? What cards would you trade out for it? And all of that. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.